African American, and 4% Asian. So you see? Now, don't blame me for these statistics, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just reading these statistics out from the Atlanta Black Star. Sometimes you just cringe when you read these statistics. West Valley's numbers out of whack. In 2009, the West Valley School District in Spokane, Washington, expelled 20% black students and 60% white students and offered no education services. The West Valley School District consisted of 86% white students and 4% black students. Can't make this up. You cannot make this stuff up. Cannot make this stuff up. And finally, with a banner that says, "No youths in prison." In New Orleans, 100% black expulsions. In New Orleans, the Orleans Parish School Board expulsions under zero tolerance policies were 100% blacks in 2009. The breakdown in the district, 89% African American, 6% white, and 6% other. No, it's a zero tolerance policy, ladies and gentlemen. So under the zero tolerance policy, it is 100% expulsion. Now here's an interesting article it's in the Atlanta Black Star again. Using technology, Africa is fighting Ebola on its own. When the Ebola outbreak started, it was very terrifying for everybody. Recall Michael Chuno Ike from Nuzuka in Nigeria, Enugu State. People were afraid it could be transmitted by air and started believing all sort of rumors about how to boost their immunity. The virus had killed over 5,100 people worldwide, 8 of them which have been in Nigeria. While his home country have been declared Ebola-free, Ike is creating a voice messaging system to raise awareness about the killer disease in the worst affected countries, Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guinea. Over 70% of people in West Africa live in rural and semi-urban areas, explained Ike, founder of the Halt Ebola mobile service. These groups usually do not have access to the internet, but they have good mobile phone coverage. Therefore, we saw the effectiveness in using the oldest means of communication, voice, to reach people. Ike's vision is to reach people who were afraid to call authorities and ask for help. The plan is that citizens will receive a call from Halt Ebola, but instead of getting advice from a foreign doctor, they will hear a recorded message from local celebrities. We have connected with George Weah, the retired Liberian footballer, and we hope to get him involved soon, Ike explained. People can listen to community leaders more than doctors, he claimed. That's the reality. And to tackle this disease, we need to confront the reality. The Halt Ebola concept impressed judges on the West African Venture Bus, a mobile initiative that travels across Africa, connecting entrepreneurs with investors. Ike and his team won the first prize, particularly fitting given that the competition was nearly scrapped because of fears of contestants contracting Ebola. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. They are fighting this Ebola on their own terms by using technology. And as a matter of fact, Google is now, for the first time, allowing people to donate to fight Ebola. Yes, for the first time, Google is allowing people to fight. Allowing people to donate to fight Ebola. When you think philanthropy, Facebook and Google doesn't usually come to mind. But maybe in your travels across the internet this week, you notice that both companies place banner ads on their pages asking you to help end the Ebola epidemic in West Africa. Google pledged to match every dollar donated by its users with $2. The company had already reached its limit of $7.5 million. $5 million from Google and $2.5 million from donors. It is the first time Google has asked its users for money to support a cause. Separately, Google CEO Larry Page also donated $15 million of his own money through his family foundation. The campaign is a product of Google.org, its philanthropic nonprofit arm. The money will be divided between Doctors Without Borders, International Rescue Committee, Partners in Health, and Save the Children by the way of online fundraising platform Network for Good. The company also donated $10 million to a broader list of nonprofits battling Ebola, according to the company blog. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Google is getting in the fight, and it's for a good cause. On Google choosing Ebola treatment as the first cause to ask for a donation. The thing with Ebola is that we are seeing that, globally speaking, it's underfunded, and the public has not yet responded in ways that we saw in the past, like things like Haiti earthquake. So we thought, you know what? Let's make it easy for the general public to learn a bit more about Ebola and to give if they want to. On nonprofits, Google chose to help. Whenever we fund, we always look and see if there are specific technologies or new innovative approaches that can be tried. In this crisis, for the first time, we are also sending a team of our engineers to go work directly with Doctors Without Borders to help develop mobile tools that help with contact tracing and that sort of things. On potential future causes for Google to support, we asked ourselves a series of questions. Could Google make a differential impact? Do we have a unique role to play? Is there something that we can add that otherwise just wouldn't be done? Because if others are going to step to the front and do it, we can certainly just step back and let them do it. It doesn't necessarily follow a logic train. Sometimes you'll see government and major international NGOs stepping up in a big way. And sometimes you'll see something like Ebola, where you think, wow, the global response has not really been commensurate with the need. So there you have it. Google stepping to the forefront and making a difference in the lives of many people in West Africa. Now, many of you may or may not have heard this story regarding Bill Cosby. In the Huffington Post, it's an article by Emily Tess Katz. Bill Cosby accuser details alleged rape. I wonder how he sleeps at night. Barbara Baumann, who penned an op-ed piece in the Washington Post this week, recounting her history of alleged sexual assault by Bill Cosby. The 47-year-old actress is one of 13 women who have accused Cosby of sexual assault and claimed that Cosby won her trust when he offered to mentor her when she was a teenager. As Baumann wrote in the Washington Post, I blacked out after having dinner and one glass of wine at his New York City brownstone, where he had offered to mentor me and discuss the entertainment industry. When I came to, I was in my panties and a man's t-shirt, and Cosby was looming over me. I'm certain now that he drugged and raped me. She went into further details, describing her experiences with Cosby as being sexual encounters that were not consensual on any level. There was the time in Atlantic City, which was the final incident, when he came straight out and attacked me in his suite and tried to rape me and tried to tear off my clothes. And he was trying to tear off my belt buckle and his pants, she recalled. I was just not going to take it. I was screaming and yelling and scratching and wrestling to get away from him. And at one point, he just got angry and viciously mad and threw me out. I wonder how he sleeps at night, Bowman continues, and I think it's very unfortunate that a man with so many decades of reference is going to end his legacy that way. Cosby have previously denied claims of sexual assault made against him. And then, just today, another woman comes forward to accuse Bill Cosby of rape. Another woman who claims she was raped by Bill Cosby has spoken out about an encounter with an embattled comedian. The accusation is just the latest of numerous allegations of sexual abuse by Cosby and follow the claims of another alleged victim who spoke out earlier this week. In an essay on Hollywood Elsewhere, music industry publicist and journalist Joan Tarshish claimed that Cosby sexually assaulted her twice in 1969 when she was 19. The former actress and Cosby were both working at Universal Studios, and she said he took an interest in her. Cosby often pushed alcohol on her, Tarshish said, and on one instance, when the two had been working on material together, she felt unconscious at his bungalow after having a cocktail he made for her. The next thing I remember, I was coming to on his couch while being undressed, Tarshish wrote. I thought I was being clever when I told him I had an infection and he will catch it, and his wife will know that he had sex with someone. But he just found another orifice to use. I was sickened by what was happening to me and shocked that this man I idolized was now raping me. Of course, I told no one. The second time Cosby allegedly attacked her, Tarshish claimed that she had been drinking with Cosby while attending performance at a music theater. She started to feel shaky, and the next thing I remember was waking up in his bed back at Sherry, naked, Tarshish wrote. Tarshish was prompted to share her experience after seeing others go public with their allegation, saying, as more and more of his rape victims have come forward, all telling similar stories, the time is right to join them. Cosby has been dogged by accusation of sexual assault for years, and the controversy returned to the public eye after comedian Hannibal Buress called Cosby a rapist during one of his routines. Following Buress' charge of one of Cosby's alleged victims, Barbara Bowman published an essay in the Washington Post titled, Bill Cosby Raped Me. Why did it take 30 years for people to believe my story? So there you have it. Bill Cosby in big trouble, ladies and gentlemen. Big trouble. Time check is 9:29. Before we go for a break, we're going to give you the Soma quote today. What is the Soma quote of the day? He who acts is a fool for 5 minutes, but he who does not act remain a fool forever. He who acts is a fool for 5 minutes, but he who does not act remains a fool forever. And that is the Soma quote of the day. We're going to go for a short break, and when we come back, we're going to wrap up.
The Strollers present Bruce Norris's Pulitzer Prize-winning play, Clybourne Park, Fridays and Saturdays, November 7th, 8th, 14th, and 15th at 8 p.m., and Sunday, November 9th at 2 p.m. Sunday matinee will be sign language interpreted for the hearing impaired. All performances at the Bergdorf Center for the Performing Arts, 10 Durand Road, Maplewood. Adult tickets, $20. Student senior, $15. For tickets, call 973-761-8453 or visit our website, www.thestrollers.org. Don't stay at home. Come play with the Strollers.
Are you looking for a professional logo design for your website, brand, or business? Then we are the company you are looking for.